Okay. So sure. So let's start. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Jawad Hussaini, and I have got around 6 years of experience. I was actually a mechanical engineer, and I did my engineering from Jamia University. But then, engineering in mechanical is a bit tough. I have to go to the industry plants and all. Before I switched, I decided, okay, I now I need a office job, and then I switched to IT. So I worked as a Salesforce admin in a company, AHS IT Services, that was in Varanasi, and I worked as a admin for like 1 or 2 years. And along with that, I also started studying for the development to how to be a developer. And yeah, and so now then I become a developer there, and then I moved to Wipro, and now I am the lead developer in Wipro, and I have around 6 years of experience. And I would definitely love to share my experiences with all you.
Jawad, sorry interrupt you. Your voice not clear actually. Something background around
Okay,
voice.
okay, one second. Give me one second.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Am I audible now? Is it clear?
Yeah, better now. Okay.
Okay, now. Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah. Now you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'll then proceed forward, and definitely. So for today's agenda, I'll definitely first of all start with the advantages of a developer. I mean, what exactly will you be facing? Like, what are all the developers level, and what all you have to do to a developer? Before I'll start with the basics. What I did to become a developer, and then Trailhead for developers, the platform that Salesforce provides. Then the OOPS concept, the importance of test classes, debugging, which is another very important feature. I mean, most of the time, even as a developer, you have to debug, and you have to debug everyone's code. This is something you can't escape, maybe at a higher level, but not before then. Then Salesforce query, SOQL and all, it is a very important factor. And then finally, UI portion, the design portion that everyone loves, the Aura and the LWC component. So, proceeding forward, I'll tell you about the developers. So, in since you're all in admin, I hope, and if there are any developers there like Ashish, then definitely I would love if you have any extra valuable points to provide in between. Yeah, but as a developer, what you have to do right now as an admin, you all have been creating the reports, the objects, the fields, and everything. But as a developer, you are not supposed to only code. See, coding is something that is like it's a coding part. You only have to write a line of code. But as a developer, you have to maintain a balance. Like sometimes you have to provide a solution related to, like, okay, this work can be done via flow, or we can create an apex class and then we can use a flow to call it. No need for any repetition and all. That will help us in a less repetitive and boilerplate codes. Like Salesforce solutions can be both no code and a coding. And this is also low code development, and Salesforce itself is prioritizing these. This thing, that's why we have now flows and process builders is becoming extinct. It has already become extinct. I mean, it's there, but yeah, Salesforce is focusing more on flows, and we have got all psycho and kinds of AIs and all. So as a role of developer, basically there are like three points, like junior, like 0 to 2 years, where you can see we have to write code based on specific requirements. Then there's testing. As a mid level, you have to do the integrations, and in integrations, what we have to do, we have to integrate with the third party APIs. Like we have got DocuSign, we have got a like suppose currently I'm working on a project where I have to integrate a PDF. I have to create a PDF from a third party app, which is iText PDF. You must have all heard of it on this website for creating a PDF, or Google Maps if you want to show some idea businesses on a Google Maps. So mid-level journey is basically to four CSS integration and advanced triggers with multiple functions, front-end development. Senior level is a developer who is 5+ years, like solution design. It is a basically architecture level where you have to provide solutions. It's not like someone will give you code and all. You have to provide solutions also. If you think, okay, I think I have a feel that some work may be done better with a batch class, or if, instead of a future method, or we can do a schedulable class instead of a batch. So that's all solution class. But yeah, don't think this is fixed on the basis of a years only. I mean, like we have got Ashish here, even though I'm not sure his experience is what, but yeah, he's a pro at what he does. It's LWC. So you don't divide yourself by, okay, if I have got this much of years of experience, then I will be considered this mid level or senior level. No, knowledge also matters, right? So as a career path, definitely since you will be all you're all admin, so you will be entry level like freshers and all. Where mostly people will give you a basics Apex scenarios or test classes to write. That's all work, and slowly gradually you will be taken into a project, right? Even like say in my current team, whenever we get freshers, I mean, then as a fresher developer, like recently we had a developer, then we cannot give him core project work because technically the on-site will never agree to it, giving them hard work or complex work. So we have to slowly integrate them into the project. We will give them the developers who are newly admin, like test classes or small portions of the Apex methods, like a single method or 2-3 lines of code or something, so that they gradually learn about the project and all. Then comes the middle level, then senior dev, basically the lead developer lead and all. Then the architecture. So these are all the Salesforce developer career path. Or you can become a technical consultant like cloud consultant or service consultant and then CTO and all. Right? So moving forwards. Yeah. So let's start with actual development. Usually if you guys will see about the development part, so maybe there are many courses on Udemy and all everything. So they will directly start you with the Apex development. What is an Apex? What is a object? What is classes? But when I started with HTML and CSS. See, I was a mechanical engineer, so I have never done code in my life. So when I first saw Apex language was very complex for me. When I first saw, okay, what was it? I have no idea. I have not even seen Java now. And what are advantages if you do a HTML and CSS? HTML and CSS are both front end skills, right? And if you I learned from this the W3 schools. I find this very preferable. HTML and CSS coding syntax was very simple, and basically what I type here, like body and a paragraph, I can visualize it. See, even for a small child, a small child also learns ABC by showing a picture like A for apple or B for ball. He learns to visualize it. That's why I'll say if you want to start with coding and you have never done coding, and don't directly jump to Apex. Because Apex will be complex and you cannot see the end result until unless you have written the whole code, or you use some system or you run it in anonymous debug and then see through system debug. So always try to start with HTML and CSS. And this will also come in handy for you because this is not like learning gone waste. Because in Aura component and LWC component, you will be using HTML and CSS. Even though HTML Salesforce provides its own lightning design system, which you can Google it, but it's slightly complex and sometimes developer don't prefer to use it. They try to go with HTML and CSS only, like in LWC also. So if you go to W3 skills, I learned from here only, W3 skills only, HTML and CSS. So if you go here and if you just click on try yourself and you can just learn it, run it, then you can see the result here itself. This is heading, this is paragraph and all. And you can even play around with it, like anything or any color and all. So that's why I prefer if you guys start with HTML and CSS, then definitely this will be more beneficial for you, and it will be easier to learn. It will be easier to get into the mode of coding. Ki, हाँ, अच्छा, this is happening. Okay, if I change a heading, then this will become slightly smaller. This will become slightly bigger. Or if I change the color, then okay, that this is how the color will be visible to us. So I'll prefer you guys start with HTML and CSS before you get into Apex development. So now coming to Apex. Apex is similar to Java, as you all know, and you all know Salesforce is nothing but a CRM, a database software. In real life, whatever you, since you're all admin, you know we only use it to store data. So an Apex code we can execute from web service request and triggers and objects. You can see from a diagram. I'm not going to delve into it more. Like how we as a developer will create a Apex classes and then through the compiler and platform data storage, and the error also it all runs on internet, and we don't have need any software and all. You as an admin know it also. Now coming to Apex learning resource, Trailhead. The best option is for you guys to go through Trailhead. Trailhead is Salesforce own free learning platform, and it is the best part. And I've also provided you with uh, three major trail mixes for Apex. These are developer beginner, where you'll learn about. Is my screen visible, guys? This Trailhead Windows one. I'm not sure.
Trailhead not showing, screen showing up presentation. PPT showing now.
Okay, okay. No, I wanted to show you the Trailhead also. Wait, wait. Cool. Can you see my screen now? The Trailhead.
Yeah, now it's video.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Now it's good.
Okay, then I think I missed this HTML part also. I wanted to show you this also. W3 skills. I was showing you this also, like HTML colors and all. You can also try it yourself and see. That's what I was talking about before, right? So this is the developer beginner. For beginning, you must definitely go through all these modules. Like here, it's a Salesforce platform basics. This will help you going to navigate, setup, and all. And then the real part starts from here: Apex database, Apex triggers, and LWC. This is again component basics. Now, then we have got, once you have completed developers for beginners, then you can go with developer for intermediate and developer for advanced. If you complete all three trail mixes, then this will be sufficient for you. You can, I'll give you guarantee, you can 100% count yourself as good beginners. You can definitely do it. Apart from that, if you want to go through YouTube also, you can try multiple resources. But for me, I learned from this Salesforce. There's this website, Salesforce FXRs. I'm sure you learned from this one. You have heard about it. So they have got their own cool course, developers training and all, everything. So you can go through this also. And I've also shared a Udemy course, Salesforce development training for beginners. I'll share it with you guys all these links, or you can have the slide also. I don't mind. Okay, I can't share the link. It's my company ID. But yeah, I'll definitely share you the link, which is not my company ID. So
I'm sharing the link of the Trailhead. Okay.
okay, sure. No, no, that Udemy course I wanted to
Okay.
share, but that's got my company's URL now, so I
Okay.
was not
Okay.
able to share. I'll share them later. No issues.
So
That's by I think Deepika Khanna or some person. But yeah, it's a good course. They can learn from there. So now coming next, oops. This is one major, very important concept, guys. If you want, if you even want to think yourself as capable of being an Apex developer now. Oops is something you have to learn it, and I'll show you. If anyone says okay, oops is not required, then that person is not telling the truth. Oops. See, Apex is similar to Java, and Apex is like follow the Java syntax. And oops forms the core part of Apex. If you want to advance yourself, you have to learn oops. Oops is nothing but a design, uh, is a methodology to design a program using classes and objects, right? And it has got these following concepts: classes, objects, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstractions. Whenever if you want to see, oops is in every part of your coding part, in every part of your growth. Whenever you see all those trigger handlers and factories everywhere, even if you are going to give a certification exams, you will have to learn about oops. Oops forms the core of Apex, without which you cannot learn Apex, nor you can say ki, okay, you are a master of Apex. And for me, I for oops concept, I studied from these two websites. Like this is a website like Salesforce Tillers. They have provided oops in a good way. Like what is an object, what are classes, what is an encapsulation, polymorphism. Apart from this, there's a YouTube session trailer playlist like oops concept by Satish Mainasar. You can also go through these videos. There are a set of 12 videos. And I think they'll be sufficient for you. If you go through this, you can learn oops concept. Guys, please don't miss the oops concept. They are very important for you. And if you miss the oops concept, then you cannot say you have mastered Apex, and you cannot go anywhere. I mean, you will get clients and they will ask you, you will get clients, you will get projects, and in those projects, you have to use oops. You cannot live without it. So oops is very important. Now, test classes. So as a developer, you will have, for whatever code you do, Salesforce provide an environment where you can test your class code work you have done. That's a test classes. And we have got multiple orgs like a sandbox and a developer. And before moving any code to developer, Salesforce requires that code to be 75%. But that's a general thing, right? Test classes are very handy because whenever you'll get a project, and you may learn to create that test classes right from all the links or anything. But the major points that I'll ask you to consider here is there are few things. Like we have got one point where you should always make sure that there's a criteria like see all data is false. We should make sure to always make it false. You will learn it later. But yeah, I have also seen in one of my project, I've seen the on-site team member. He was a pro, and he could guess the class just by seeing the test class. He can see a method and he can understand, okay, this object is being created, this object is being created, this object is being created, right? So the class will be from this. That's how efficient you have to be in a Apex test classes. And Apex test classes forms the without which you cannot proceed towards the code. And in Apex test classes, you also have to consider there's a thing known as asserts, system.asserts. You guys should also learn about it and know how to implement it. So this will again be very important factor for you, because you all will be very fresher, and coming from admin to developer, the first work which you will get, I'll give you 100% guarantee, is working on test classes. Because I've already told you before, in project you will not be given this from the beginning also new development work only. So you have to create test classes, or if they are old or existing test classes, you have to modify it. Because that's on a personal level, that's the worst part. I I never want to work on test classes, and in my current project, most of the time I have to work on test classes, because one of some of my team members will work on the code and then they'll move it to another org, and then there will be test classes failures there, or test code coverage issue, and then I have to work along with them. So guys, always this is one part you should not take it lightly, even though you can feel like okay, this is test class or something, but please don't take test classes that lightly. This is very, again, very important test classes, because at the initial days of your developer you have to write a test classes, and you cannot get away with it. And if you are not able to deliver on test classes, then cut off deadlines will come, and then you will have to answer your leads and all and everyone. I have again provided link, like developer testing Apex and the best practices for test classes. So always like go through them. Again, I find this website very good, Apex hours, and you can always go through all these articles, how to create a test class, how to test setup using test factory and all, to learn about it. Right? Debugging. Good. That's so when you start your developer's journey, you will not be able to write a code, and then you'll always face some error. And you can always face some error like too many SOQL 101, mixed TML exception, or your insert will not work, whatever kind of code will work. So as a part of your developer's journey, you should learn to debug your code, because in a project maximum number of times the developer must fix code. And see, even like Ashish, if you have worked also, most of the times it's not like you'll be getting new development every time. You will be also getting codes run by other coders, and then you may get some card. You have to fix those code or refactor those code. And in order to refactor those code, you must know how to debug those code. Like, even if you as a developer, if you have written some code and that code has gone into production, and if there is a production defect, then definitely you will not be getting production access, and you have to debug that code in a sandbox environment. And for that sandbox environment, you must know how to debug a code. This is again very important thing to debug. But if you are not debugging at the end of the day, then you will be answerable to the client, and then these things are very risky. I have seen people being removed from the project just for the fact they were not being able to find the solution for the project. I have seen cases being escalated. Even what seen, even I'll tell you, I have also been escalated once because I was not able to debug some code written by other person, and there was a production defect. And then I was answerable to them. I got into all kinds of call with director of the onshore team and God knows who all people, and then I have to show them what all I did and everything and all. So debugging is, guys, is very important, and definitely all this will be covered. You don't have to worry. I mean, slowly, all these things come from practice only, and all these things will be covered in in those three developers: beginner, admin, and advanced tailor. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, focus on debugging also. Now I think the Salesforce query SQL for going into Apex, you must have all worked on objects, fields, and formula fields and all. So you know they all have got their API name and all. So while writing an API, Apex class and triggers, we always need to do a query to retrieve the record. That's the basis of an Apex class or a trigger or whatever work do you do. So in Salesforce has its own language, Salesforce SQL query that interacts with the database, right? And again, even as an admin, I'm sure you must have done queries, or if not, then I'll definitely advise you to start this SQL at least. Even before the developer journey, you can start the querying SQL. You can, if you don't have any access to developer console, doesn't mind. You can go to Workbench, log in using your admin, and you can start querying there in the SQL query only. And you can try the simple steps, like if you want to find any, like what I say, if you want to find any field or any record, you can start doing the SQL query from right now. This will be again very beneficial for you. And as an admin, we have got multiple types of relationships, like parent to child to parent. So these all comes handy while doing a SQL. So first, there are multiple types of SQL query, like relational queries, aggregate queries, group by roll up. Again, that means they have to find whenever if you were to get our results using a roll up, That's a group by roll up or a group by cube. So guys, this is something, even if you are not a developer, or if you want to be a developer or you don't want to be a developer, doesn't matter. Even if you are an admin, you should start doing SOQL. Don't matter if you say you don't have an access to developer console, doesn't matter. Go to Workbench, log into Workbench using your sandbox login. There is a SQL section there. Start querying there. Or if you know, there is an extension on Google Chrome also, Salesforce Inspector, I think. Let me search for it. I think uh, this is, yeah, I think this is the extension. No, I think it's another one. But yeah, if you'll start using it, you can definitely start doing your SQL query. And that is again very important for you. So please guys, admin, if you wanted to go, if you went into development in future or not, SQL query is very must for you. And I have again provided you some links, I think, for the developer guide and the best practices ones. So you can always go through these articles and get another detailed info about the SQL queries. Now comes the UI part. Earlier we used to have Visual Force pages only, Salesforce. But then Salesforce introduced Aura framework for UI pages for the front end for community. And then finally Salesforce introduced LWC. And LWC is right now in demand, and we have got our own expert, Ashish from LWC. He can tell you better. But yeah, or LWC both are framework to build the apps and JavaScript. If you know JavaScript well and good, then you don't need to learn JavaScript completely. I mean, if you learn JavaScript only related to LWC, that will be sufficient. Or again, for the server side, you need Apex. And Lightning LWC, you can only always use HTML elements using HTML and modern JavaScript. Right. And one more important thing, I mean, like LWC and Aura components, you can call both of them from a Visual Force page also, and both can be operate from a single page. Yeah, but that is another thing. I mean, if you want to be a specialist or a LW specialist or a complete developer, but yeah, always start with Apex. That is something for a developer. Apex is important. Then you can then go further into UI development, front end development. For these, if you want to learn this, then LWC, this is the best one. Udemy 0 to 0 in Lightning Web Components. I will show you. They have got basically two courses with them. Yeah, guys, this is the course. You will see it's not very costly. It's 450 rupees only. 0 to 100 in Lightning groups. For the LWC, you can learn from it. And this person has another course he has released, I think 2 3 months back only. And that his project name is, he has provided a set of projects. What's the name? Go from basic to advanced LWC with 7 real-time projects. So if you do this course and if you do this course, then you can become a master. Plus, if you want to do on YouTube, and we have again LWC component playlist also, or you can Google on your own everything. Plus, other resources are there. Multiple of websites like Salesforce Pen, Apex Pen, best practices, Apex R, Salesforce best practices, and of course, this is Salesforce own Salesforce DevOps. YouTube, here definitely videos are good and all. You can go through them and learn through them what they are telling you. They've got their own playlist also. So this is again one good way, like DevOps Essential, getting started with Apex. This is one series you can go through it. Apex Basic and Anonymous, Syntax, SQL Basics. And this is by officially by Salesforce only. So why not? Sure, go through it, guys. So That's all I have to share with you. And as for the tips and tricks, guys, there are no tricks, unfortunately, in Salesforce development. You have to code, you have to code, and if like there you can Google for the code and all. But again, you need to apply logic and you need to know where you have to apply that code, where you need to change the variables, where you need to change the objects. So technically, guys, there are no tricks from admin to developer. You have to work hard. There are no shortcuts also. What I have shown you is my journey about how I become, and I have gone through all those materials that I've shown to you. I have completed that LWC course that I've shown to you. I have completed that Apex Hours course. I have also, from time to time, I have to go through that developer's guide, which is provided by Salesforce. It's very good if you once learn. I have gone to that OOPS concept, Salesforce drillers. This will basically enhance you, make you a master of it. So all the best for your journey, guys. Over to you, Ashish.
Okay, thank you, Jawad. Thank you so much. Uh, so anyone, any question till now? So we can cover it.
Hi, I am Aishwarya. Am I audible?
Yeah, sorry, you audible.
Can we get this PPT because some links like we can go through the links. I have taken screenshots, but still, if the PPT can be shared, it will be very
Yeah, sorry,
useful.
I will share all the links and PPT in the group. Okay.
Oh,
You
okay,
have
okay.
joined our group, WhatsApp group.
Yes, yes, I have joined.
Okay, I will share everything in the group. Okay, related to this.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
sure.
related to anyone, a question related to a developer, you didn't understand any point, how can I do the code and how can learn one by one everything. So I will do also the another session. It's every thing related to the development only. Okay, I will take one by one. First Apex, SQL query, whatever Jawad mentioned everything. I will do one by one session. Okay, so it's a long process. No anyone become in a one day only, coder. Yeah, it's take time. It's take time, but we will do one by one. Every weekend we do the session. Okay. We try our best every month learn the development because now in the market the admin role is not there. Many AI launches in the market, like the Einstein GPT. Now Salesforce also launched many AI, right? Einstein GPT, Sales GPT, Service GPT, Commerce GPT. It means no role now in in a Salesforce ecosystem for admin role. Okay, so our motto only, we try to everyone learn the development part. At least you know everything where you can put your knowledge on the customization only. Okay, because configuration developer also can do everything. Okay, so any organization, I don't think hire only admin for the do the create the role and profile, create the object and fields. I don't think any organization hire only admin role. If you know the developer, so the organization have the benefit. You can do admin work also. You can do development of work also. So that's why our motto, we try to give the session on the development part. Everyone who working as a admin, so he able to do that everything Apex code or a component and LWC also. Okay.
Yeah, Ashish is right. I would just want to, sorry, Ashish, I just want to include one point. See, what is happening right now, majority of the, basically you will get the projects from the onshore only. I mean, the clients will be from the foreign countries. And right now, what they are doing now, there is a trend, they are hiring their own business analyst. And those BAs are doing their own admin work. That's why the admin work here is reducing. So Ashish is right. That's why the onshore or the project team is getting their own BA. They have got their own admin team, and they're even their business executive also. They are doing the admin work. That's why admin work is coming less here. Over to you, Ashish.
Sorry to interrupt. Like, how much time it would take to to be at least in basic developer? Like, if we start now.
So Asura, it's depend on you only. Okay, how many
Mm-hmm.
practice you did in a day, right? If you doing in a day approx 8 or 9 hours, so you become approx in a one month you become the at least you developer like a backend developer like the Apex writing, trigger writing you able to do if you're doing practice more and practice because coding everything depend on the only practice you do the more practice you become the more enhanced because you don't anything you have learned but you didn't practice so you don't have any question related to that you didn't understand how can I use this list where I can use the map where I can use this string all the data types well if you know the data types everything but you didn't apply anywhere so
Yes.
yeah so it's depend on you how many hours you are practice in a day. Okay, our we are doing one session in a weekend only, but in a Monday to Friday you and Sunday try to learn. We are providing all the links in the group, so you go once a month, just take overview. Then we will start the Apex training from the next session. I will teach you everything related to the Apex and how we can do. So because this is the only one session, I know anyone learn only Apex overall in a 1 hours only. Okay, but you have the time. You have Sunday to Friday time. You work on it. If you have any question related to this, you ping in a group. We try to help you. We send any YouTube group, YouTube video. We can send any blog. We try to help you, everyone.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure. Thank you.
So let's go with 1 hour. You know, uh, Rashi, I'm calling to Rashi now. She is before approx 1 year. She is a pure admin. Okay, she don't know how to other Apex classes. How can I do the writing, anything. Now is the writing the Apex trigger and LWC. She are able to do everything. So now is the developer. So let's go with the Rashi. See how see the jump on admin to developer and how what the feeling everything. So now he share the story about the Rashi. Rashi, can you unmute yourself and yeah, thank. No, Rashi, you're not audible. No.
not
Can you
audible.
can you join again? Maybe it's white issue.
So in the meanwhile, you are all are admin guys, or have any of you started any development work also?
Sir, I started the development, but after some time and practice, I'm got stuck.
Okay, and development through where?
Uh,
I mean,
I'm
self.
yeah, and YouTube playlist videos and the tech school and FXRs also.
Okay, okay.
They
Yeah. Let
So am I audible now?
Yes.
You are audible.
Perfect. So now, okay, perfect. So I am Rashi Saini, and I think a lot of you know me. I wanted to just as Ashish has introduced me about how I started my journey as an admin and moved to the development. It was a really big roller coaster journey for me, to be honest, since I was in a background of all, like I have learned Java, but it was something that I haven't never used in my any of the development part and all. So it was very difficult. So I would start with a journey. I guess we have enough time. Like we do have 6 to 7 minutes, so I can cover all into that. So when I joined Salesforce, I joined as an admin where I did not know anything about the development. I only got to learn about the triggers where the context variable is the only thing that I got to know, nothing else. And it used to think that it is more than enough if I'm learning the trigger concepts itself. But when it comes to writing, it was always a challenge for me because I don't know when to use list, when to use map, when to use collections, and how if I don't put a null pointer, like null checks, how do I handle the exceptions, and a lot of things comes into my mind. And in my working, like where I was working, there was no requirement that I have met with when management has asked me to work in a project where the development was required. But after some time, I started realizing that development is very important in what I was doing. I was very good at BA. I was very good at pre-salesing, but I was good at admin, but I was not good at development. That was one of the core area of Salesforce, which I was lacking, to be honest. And that really made me feel so incomplete because this is something very important, as you all know now. But that time I didn't know that it is so important. Otherwise, I would have gone with the sort of learning of the development from the initial phase itself. When I was learning a development, the major change or the major switch, since Aishwarya has asked the same question, like how long it will take. I also asked the same question to almost all of my mentors, all of the developers who are developing things in a like they do development is very quickly, and I do ask the same question to myself as well. But there is no right and wrong answer, to be honest. Because learning development is something that is something you have to put all of your efforts. It's more like you have to put yourself on a fire and let's just ramp it up. So this is something, and the Jawad has already mentioned a lot of very good points. I think this is something we also needed. Like, of course, we needed it when I was in my time, like a year or almost 2 years back. But now if we are still having the same things, people are having the same kind of questions coming on, that how do we move into development and what are the challenges, what are the key features we can add on. So this is the main thing. Now, how do we move it, and what are the sort of things that we are supposed to do? That is the question I wanted to answer. So firstly, if you want to develop, if you want to switch yourself into development, Jawad has already answered it very clearly, that you should be doing that apex triggers and all and all and all. Perfect. That is a perfect answer, that you should be doing all those things. But the very biggest question, it used to come in my mind, how? Like there are a bunch of videos are coming on YouTube. Every tutor, every mentor is going to tell you the same thing. Learn Apex, learn SOQL, so much stuff, learn LWC. How? I don't understand that. That is the question coming on, that I do not understand it. When I was in my phase, I wasn't able to understand anything. If somebody would have asked me, okay, this is the object and the entire data you are supposed to store into list, I was like, what? Why? And nobody was there to give me those sort of answers, because that was a question I think that should be answered at that time. But there was no one to answer those, because everybody was too busy into the conceptual thing. Very difficult to understand such things. And when I started learning on my own, it was even a difficult part for me to make me learn, because I know a lot of my mentors and people have said that, oh, I don't think that you can ever learn in your life because you have been so slow. And apart from that, you are not able to understand. But in my, like, within me, it was like, it is not that I am not able to understand. It is something that I am not being taught correctly. Do you understand the difference of these two things? You are not able to understand and you are not being taught correctly. So I was not being taught correctly by any of my teachers or mentors or anyone. Nobody was teaching me in a way that this should be the right way. You have to think in that way of mindset, and then you will be getting to learn that. No. If I would be asking someone, it would be like, okay, go through the developer guide, or learn some Java, and then you will be getting to Apex, or learn the sort of channels and courses and all. But it doesn't give anything in your head. And that was the biggest challenge I was having. So how do I encounter that? So for encountering, I think we all, like, since I think everyone is Indian over here. So I have what my reflection was during my journey was, see, we all of the tutorials, everything in the market, everything everywhere is in English. Although I have been to US, I came back to India after 1 year of journey, but still I have this kind of feeling that, doesn't matter how good you are in English, doesn't matter. But when it comes to learning now, you won't, like, if you can learn 20% when somebody is speaking in English, then you can get 80 or 90% if somebody is speaking in Hindi. And that is how I started thinking. And I literally made notes of every single thing. Okay, list ka ye hota hai, or set ye hota hai, and map ye hota hai karke, like every single thing. And then I started looking for some channels where somebody at least speaking in Hindi. So I found Salesforce Noob. So Salesforce Noob has Hindi series for LWC, where they have explained it very brilliantly. No money, no costing, no course payment, nothing. But it is immense. And apart from that, what I could see that was, okay. So apart from that, Salesforce Noob, there is a Salesforce Troop as well. That is, they like that is a YouTube channel, and it teaches you the way like you are a baby of a Salesforce, and they teaches you the LWC and everything very smoothly. Last but not the least, practice. Of course, I did. There are multiple series, there are multiple people who are coming up with a lot of trigger points. These are the trigger scenarios, and people do make a lot of things from LWC. So what are we supposed to do is, see, this is what I have talked about. What are the resources that is available? Of course, Javad has also explained the same thing, but it is more like, what are you convenient with? Now, moving to the other point was, I have encountered one point which was something going in your brain, but nobody is able to understand somehow, because it is something inside you. So that is another part, that why are you not able to learn? Aren't you capable? No, you all are capable to learn coding, because there is nothing. It's just like writing in English, and writing a coding is just like that. It is having just different syntaxes, nothing else, simply just that. and you have to use the logics, and logics will automatically comes up once you start learning the syntaxes, and you need to learn more about the concepts, and the concepts you will be learning either in Hindi, English, any language you want to learn. That is fine, it's up to you, but you make sure what your brain is comfortable learning. That is very important. So learn about yourself first. That is one more point. And coming to the resources, so Salesforce Troop is a free resource available. If you want to go with the trailhead, I would suggest you don't run for the points. Just read the amount of knowledge they have given on the trailhead. That is very, very important. If you have a single series of admin trail for 33 hours, don't ever challenge yourself that I will be finishing it up in 33 hours. Challenge yourself that I will be finishing up in 70 of hours. So in case there is a 10-minute of thing, if you are giving it 20, you are not making yourself suffering. Oh, your brain is not capable to learn this in 10 minutes, even though it is written 10 minutes. Because our mindset is more about, we always try to blame ourselves for sort of things which is not even available, and such things which is not even valid, to be honest. So my journey was this way, and like there are a lot I can share, but there is always a time constraint. In case anybody wants to ask me any questions, anything, you can always ask me. But now I could say that even if you just like at 2 a.m. and you just woke me up and you'll be like, Rashi, can you help me in writing a trigger? There is a logic and what event I'm supposed to use. I do not understand and I do have a question. So I can even answer you that time, because I am not having a ratta in my mind now. I understood that concepts completely. So that is more important. Being a developer, you have to understand the concepts. Don't make any of the memorizing stuff, ratta and anything, because today you may learn a complete developer guide and go for the interview and done. But when it comes to working on that, you will be failing up. Definitely. And you won't be understanding such things. That will be the biggest failure that you will be having. Instead of that, just go with the small spots, go with the chunks. Every day, make your small goal. Either you will be doing a one single 500 point badge or anything, something like that, or you will be learning one topic. Maybe just I want to learn about the Apex. Just what is Apex today? Tomorrow I will learn about the context variable, a small topic. It might take you 2 months, but it will be taking you for a longer, like for 2 years, for 3 years. I don't think you will be having any problem. But for these 2 months will be really crucial, because you need to create that momentum of learning. That's all. Thank you for listening me.
Hey, thank you for your words. Same problem happening with me. I try to understand every concept, but not able to clear where is the use of map, list, and that. Also, one day I remembering, another day I forgot what is map.
I'm sorry. So this was the same thing has happened with me. I always learn and forget next day, and everybody is like, you won't learn anyway because you forget everything and next day you will forget everything. And this is not something that you are forgetting it by, I can say, like, you are not doing it by yourself. It is just your brain is doing it, and nobody is able to understand that part.
Yes, same.
Right. It takes time. Just think what works for you, because it is very important. See, for me, reading is good. I can read it anything. But for a lot of people do watch things up. People learn it from there only. But for me, if I watch, I can't learn. I want to learn, but I cannot learn completely if I'm watching it. My focus power is more when I'm reading. So it depends. Everybody has their own strengths, so you have to work on your own strengths.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else having any question? I hope I answer you, Aishwarya, if you are here.
Yeah, Rashi, fine, I think. So I'm audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I think we are running timing. Okay. So I will share all the links and PPT in the group. So make sure everyone join the group. Okay, because we not share every link here in the chat, and because different link. Okay, so we will made one documents, and we will keep it all the links in the one place. So then we will share all in the group. Okay, and this also video is recorded, so we will share upload in the YouTube. Then we will share also the link on the group, so you're able to learn in a future reference also. So from the next week, our topic is apex of training. So we will start the training apex one by one everything. So we will try to everyone learn the coding and able to do the development part also. Okay, so we will try one by one. First, we will cover all the apex and trigger, and after that, we will try to learn everyone LWC, because every company now is want the LWC. So I will try to learn explore first everyone to LWC. Then we will also give some overview about the aura. I will make one component, do component, then you can practice and learn also the aura component, but our main focus on the LWC only. Okay, so if anyone have any question related to I didn't understand in English, and I am facing the issue, so you can try to in Hindi. So we will try also Hindi. Okay, मुझे भी हिंदी में ही, मैंने भी हिंदी में सब कुछ सीखा है, तो मैं भी हिंदी में सिखा सकता हूँ। ठीक है, एनीवन किसी को भी कोई भी दिक्कत हो कि मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, आप यहाँ पे हिंदी में बता दो, तो हम ट्राई करेंगे कि आपको वैसे समझाएं। हमारा मेन मोटिव आपको लर्न कराना, आपको सिखाना हमारा काम है। हम ये काम ऐसा कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम पैसे ले रहे हैं आपसे और हम आपको फिर सिखा रहे हैं। हमारा फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट काम है। हमारा है कि हम अपने कम्युनिटी को सिखाएं, उनको ग्रो कराएं, उनके जॉब को लगवाएं, वो अपना सिक्योर करें। हम ये किसी पैसे या किसी के लिए नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट कर रहे हैं ताकि हमारे कम्युनिटी को उनको प्रॉफिट हो, वो लर्न कर सके, वो सीख सके और वो मार्केट में अपना वैल्यू बना सके। सो हमारा मोटिव बस वही है। ओके, so anyone have any question now? So you can ask me, and let's now we can bind up. Okay, so anyone any question till now? I hope anyone know any question now.